Welcome to Shooby Dooby Doo-Wop, a podcast where we talk about pop music. We are halfway through our deep dive of the UK Top 10 Singles chart of the 15th of November 2004. I'm James Cook.
I'm Andy Robinson.
And between us, we covered the numbers 10 to 6 of this chart in our previous episode. If you haven't listened to it already, do have a listen.
I think we should have a little recount if people are just hopping in now of what the numbers 10 to 6 in that week's chart were.
All right, then, down one to number 10. It was DJ by Jamelia.
Inexplicably, no YouTube comments underneath it. Sort it out, everyone.
New entry at number 9, Out of the Blue by Delta Goodrem.
A song about a tennis champion boyfriend, yet deceptively accessible to all.
A non-mover at number 8, Call on Me by Eric Prydz.
I didn't like it in 2004, and seemingly I am the same boy I used to be.
Down 4 to number 7, My Prerogative by Britney Spears.
An artistically fantastic and successful cover version.
Down 2 to 6, Car Wash by Christina Aguilera featuring Missy Elliott.
Yep, that's a cover version too.
All the songs featured can be found on our Spotify and YouTube playlists. The links are in the description, where you'll also find a link to our Patreon community, where you can get access to our bonus tracks podcast.
What are our bonus tracks?
Well, every week we do an extra podcast for Patreon subscribers, where we talk about songs that are in the chart but not in the top 10.
Have they ever made the top 10?
Well, ideally no.
I sometimes mess up on that myself.
Sometimes we get it wrong, but mostly no. If you want to know what that sounds like, well, here's a little clip to whet your appetite. Can I just say, as soon as I saw that this song was in the charts this week, I went, Andy will definitely pick that one.
And here we are.
And here we are. The ensuing Ferrari led to the Welsh FA having to apologise to the Beckhams.
Yeah, exactly that kind of behaviour.
You knew what was going to happen when you booked them.
Exactly that kind of behaviour is why they will always have a special place in my heart. Yeah.
Join our community now at patreon.com/ShoobyPodcast.
Number 5.
It's a non-mover. At number 5, it's Confessions by Usher. I should point out it's Confessions Part 2.
Yes, in Confessions Part 1, Usher had confessed to infidelity. In Part 2, it goes to all new levels.
I listened to Part 1 just out of interest, thinking, blimey, if he's confessing this in Part 2, what was his... it's an interesting record, this is, isn't it? I can't say I loved it as a tune or anything, but blimey, O'Reilly, it's lyrically... He's confessing to his partner that he's got someone else pregnant, isn't he?
Yeah.
And it's quite an egotistical... I had a little bit of stand-up anyway about him sort of telling his partner he got someone else pregnant while dancing around. I was trying to do a little bit of nonsense, but imagine the reality of that.
In song form.
Yeah. Do you see the video? So funny, right? Because he's there in the recording studio as a little precursor. He gets a phone call and he's all, hey, babe, how you doing? Hey, man. And then she obviously knows what's happened, and he has a little meltdown in the recording studio. While it has to be said, I mentioned how pretty Britney is. Usher's a handsome man. He's an enigmatic, charismatic performer. There's no doubt about it. Should we dig into what his confessions are?
Well, it's really only one confession, isn't it? It should be called Confession.
I get ya. I mean, he goes into some details, doesn't he, about the relationship, I suppose. Let's dig into it. Imagine... James, we're both happy men, let's say. Imagine telling our partner this in your confessions. Just when I thought I said all I can say, my chick on the side said she got one on the way. I mean, that's a confession, isn't it?
Yep. Chick on the side. First of all, I'd like to confess for using outdated language.
Yes. But that chick on Part 1 I told you I was creeping with said she's 3 months pregnant and she's keeping it. That's the bit I used to mock in my stand-up, which I remembered. Nice. I got the impression it came from an album called Confessions or something like that. And it seems to be the whole album would be, let's say, Usher exploring the notion of his dark side, things that have gone wrong. I find it interesting for a songwriter because... sometimes songwriters can't help but go, I'm so sensitive, I'm so caring, oh me, I see the world in different ways. Usher on this album, or this song certainly, seems to be thinking, never mind that, I'm going to explore another part of myself. That's good, isn't it?
I suppose so, particularly when you consider that it's not Usher's confession.
Huh?
That's right. Everyone assumed, Usher's been up to no good.
Well, I don't assume, because I like to think that the singer, the songwriter might be playing a part, but I can believe that people did.
He is in this instance,
Yeah.
Andy. You are right.
Well done, me.
It's actually about the song's co-writer, Jermaine Dupri.
Okay.
This is something that was happening in his life.
Yeah.
And Usher went, yeah, I'll steal your problems and turn it into a big hit single. I'll say this for this song. It does inspire the song Confessions Part 3 by Weird Al Yankovic, which is on his album Straight Outta Linwood, in which Weird Al confesses to borrowing your chapstick without asking, blowing his nose and wiping it on your cat, and in private he really likes to dress up like Shirley Temple and spank himself with a hockey stick.
Fair bit of mischief making Weird Al. I mean, Chief Cedric Johnson on YouTube, get this. He says, for the unbelieving husband is sanctified by the wife, and the unbelieving wife is sanctified by the husband. Do you know where he got that from?
No.
Corinthians chapter 7, verse 14.
Do you know what it reminds me of?
Yeah, go on.
Trapped in the Closet by R. Kelly.
It's got R. Kelly little flows and rhythms, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm going to say. Also, the Usher and the video I watched, absolutely inspired by Michael Jackson. He's a great dancer. Did you see his Super Bowl halftime show recently?
No, but he sings this in it, doesn't he?
Yeah. He's huge, Usher. Like I say, I feel a little bit like unqualified to talk about this record because I think it had a cultural impact that I'm not fully aware of.
Yeah, I mean, it completely passed me by at the time. I was working on commercial radio. We never played this, so I'd never get a chance to hear it.
I suppose because of the dodgy subject matter, that might have been a consideration.
And yet we play the sexy aerobics song.
Let me ask you this. Recently, I was looking into doing some work for a radio station. I don't like to mention it. It was Heart, owned by the Global Group. Definitely, because it made the news a little bit. Like when I was having a practice and they were playing records, there was no black music on their playlist. And I was thinking, am I just imagining this? A bit later on, some email got leaked from the Global Group that they wouldn't play Beyonce's new song. So maybe that was part of it, yeah?
I don't think so. We played a lot of black artists.
Okay, my apologies. I just wanted to slag
Played
Global
Stop
off.
by Jamelia.
Yeah.
We played another one that's coming up.
Okay, that was just me having a little go at Global recently.
It is fun to have a go at Global.
Isn't it?
I've got reasons to, but I'm not going to get into
Not
it.
Not here. In case you ever get re-employed by them.
Oh, that's never going to happen.
Say it then. What do Global do that's so bad with their globalness?
Oh, no. Look, it's fine, really. It is what it is.
yeah.
The guy who runs it has a very set idea of how he wants his radio stations to sound.
Got to earn some money.
And that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough.
Nothing wrong with that, is there?
This was a phenomenon in America. It was a US #1, sold 3 million copies.
Yep.
I would not have guessed that. Just from a position of complete ignorance. I listened to it. I thought, this sounds a bit like Trapped in the Closet, but it's not as broadly funny. And, okay. And then, oh, no, it was an absolute phenomenon.
YouTube comment. Owola Labiaziz says, yo, whoever is scrolling through YouTube comments, I hope you have a phenomenal day. Get your bread and all the crumbs too.
That's you he's talking to there.
Number 4.
A new entry at number 4, breaking up the American dominance at the top of the chart at the moment. It's Curtain Falls by Blue. Their final, in inverted commas, single, and 11th top 10 hit. Every single one had been top 10, apart from the cover of Signed, Sealed, Delivered with Stevie Wonder.
Yeah. Stevie Wonder brought them down in their popularity. People think, I love Blue, but I don't listen to that. No, honestly.
You say that, but this samples Pastime Paradise.
Yes, let's talk about what it's got. Go on, James. Tell everybody.
So you know the sample that Coolio uses on Gangster's Paradise from Pastime Paradise by Stevie Wonder is this song, and it sounds like quite an anemic version of it. On the Coolio records, it sounds sort of big and dramatic.
Yep.
And here it sounds more sort of reedy and.
It makes you wonder,
good.
doesn't it? You know, like I say, you can't help but think of Stevie Wonder. You can't help but think of Coolio. When I first said it, it seemed like, let's say, an over-photocopied record. Oh, okay, it's another version of this. And because both of them records are certainly ear-catching and something, aren't they? This, at first listen, made me think it was nothing. But guess what happened on about the 6th or 7th listen? I still thought it was nothing.
Written and produced by Stargate.
Really?
Yeah, Tor Hermansen and Mikkel Eriksson from Norway, another Scandinavian production team. They'd done All Rise and One Love and loads of other songs with Blue, as well as Scandalous by Mystique. They'd go on to do Irreplaceable by Beyonce, loads of Rihanna, Spotlight by Jennifer Hudson, Firework by Katy Perry, among many, many, many others. They were hit makers, but this is not, I don't think this is not their best work.
Let's say it's maybe not for me and you. I mean, they're all having a little sing, as we allude to sometimes, aren't they? They're all taking lines, aren't they? Which always makes a song sound weird, in my
Well,
opinion.
it's their final single, so lyrically it's all about, where they've come from and how it's we're ready for the next phase.
Ideally, you would think it could be about a failing relationship, but we can't ignore, let's call it, the homoerotic content of Blue. We've been through this, we've been through that, but here we are. We'll be ready when the curtain might fall. Feel my heart beating when the crowd calls. I gotta read between the lines because they're living out the script of their life. Whoa.
We'll get into the scripts of their lives in a moment. I just want to say there is a lyric in this that has made me laugh every single time I've heard it.
Please tell me.
It is the bit where one of them sings, since we walked away with no more words to say, hey. I just love that. It reminds me of the bit in Flight of the Conchords where he goes, I'm the rhinoceros, my lyrics are bottomless, and then just stops. It reminds me of that. With there's no more words to say. Hey.
There's an example of that coming up in the remaining few records. I'm going to write that down. James, remind me. Great, okay. Yeah, all right then, cool. The idea that you throw away a lyric sometimes because there's nothing to say. Did you watch the video?
No, I did not.
Okay, this is now. I am going to say Duncan out of Blue. He's a good pop star. He's pretty. He poses very good. I mean, they're all good at posing and throwing the shapes and looking moodily down the lens and making you want to marry him. But Duncan, a little bit like Cheryl did in Girls Aloud, has that little extra frisson, I think, when you watch him. He's a right poser. I like him for it. Do you like the rap in this record?
Do I like it?
Because this made me laugh my head off.
It's not a great rap, is it?
It's rubbish. He goes, so they've got the chorus and we'll be ready when the curtain might fall, whatever. That please listen to it on Spotify. But Simon, out of the blue, what he does for the rap, I mean, on the old Shocked by Kylie Minogue, there's a rapper on that, I can't remember their name, my apologies, but that's the way the music business works. And she's sort of singing "Shocked by the Power," all that stuff. And then the rapper comes in and goes, "Shocked like the lightning from up above, down from the then you give me love from a man who wants to my body, love my mind as well as my body," something like that, yeah? Mm. Goes off, floats about, takes a flowing, interesting thing. Simon just repeats the chorus in a really fast way. So he goes, "We'll be ready when the curtain might fall, bounce. Feel my heart beating when the curtain calls. Bounce. Got to read between the lines. Bounce, because I'm living out the script of my life. Bounce, we all got a part we must play. Bounce, and I've done it all, but done it my way." I mean, that's not rapping. That's just saying it again fast.
And on a trampoline, apparently.
Huh?
Keep saying bounce.
Yeah, I like the bounce bit in there. There's one in the video. They're sort of walking around London. It's all deserted London. I can't work out whether Blue are survivors or zombies. As they're going around this empty, let's call it desolate wasteland of London. As they're walking around, whatever they're doing, looking for flesh to feast on or running maybe, there's little headlines in mocked up newspapers. There's little fantasies of what might happen to Blue if there hadn't been such an apocalypse. What do you think Simon's headline would be? The handsome fella, isn't he? What do you think they're sort of saying on the headlines he was about to do?
Simon becomes world's best rapper.
Certainly not.
Simon wins gold for trampolining.
He's about to be 007, according to this mocked up headline. What do you think Anthony DaCosta's headline is?
Heir to the Costa Coffee fortune.
He's about to sign for Tottenham Hotspurs, apparently. What do you think Lee Ryan's headline is?
Well, Lee Ryan created quite a lot of headlines, as we might get into.
Yeah, cool. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Cool.
Lee Ryan doesn't get in trouble. For 5 minutes.
His headline was, he was the first man to land on Uranus.
Of course.
Pretty good.
That is so Lee Ryan.
And then I thought, I missed Duncan's headline. I thought, I'm going to scroll back to see what it is. And I thought, you're in too deep. Stop it. Your life is being wasted by trying to find Duncan's headline. He's so pretty, though. I saw him once in Asda, in his painting clothes, picking up a frozen pizza.
Are you sure it was him and not just the bloke who looked a bit like Duncan?
It was him. The way he was doing it, he picked up this pizza so prettily, put his hand over his shoulder, did the catwalk around it.
Shall we get into the scripts of their lives then, after this song?
Please tell me what happened to Blue after the curtain came a-calling.
Okay, let's start with Anthony Costa then.
Yes.
He goes on to be in Casualty twice.
Cool.
Playing two different characters.
The range?
The range of the man. The solo album, Heartful of Soul, was only released in Japan and it got to number 196. He was on I'm a Celebrity in 2005. He came 6th, behind Bobby Ball and winner Carol Thatcher, but ahead of Tommy Cannon and David Dickinson. Simon Webb did not become James Bond to date. Things might change.
Yeah.
I actually quite liked some of his solo stuff.
Really?
Yeah, he did 2 singles that got into the top 4. He did one which called, I think it was Don't Worry. He had one that's called Coming Around Again.
Okay.
I thought they were pretty good. His solo album got to number 7 and his follow-up got to number 11 in the UK, although his third did not chart. He was on I'm a Celebrity in 2008. He came 5th, behind George Takei and winner Joe Swash, but ahead of Timmy Mallet and Esther Ransom. He was also on Strictly in 2014. He was the runner-up behind Caroline Flack. And he is a distant cousin of Kesha from the Sugar Babes.
Really?
Yes.
One of them must have done Masked Singer, James.
I've got some exciting news for you here.
Yeah.
Duncan James came out in 2014. So you got a chance there. I know you like him.
I've been going on about how sexy Britney is and that. I think it's only fair to be in touch with all aspects.
All right. His album got to number 50.
He's got a lovely bum, though.
His album got to number 55 in the UK. He also had a number 2 single, which is in the charts at the same time that this one is.
Ah, really?
He came 3rd in the second series of Dancing on Ice, behind Kieran Bracken, but ahead of Lisa Scott-Lee and Stephen Gately. When he came out, Lee Ryan joked that they'd had an affair, which is a very Lee Ryan thing for him to have done. Lee Ryan...
Yeah, got my favourite member of Blue. I found it for the madness that I hope we're going to hear about.
Well, his album got to number 6. The song Army of Lovers was a number 3 hit. He had 2 of the top 20s. In January 2023, Ryan was convicted of being drunk on an aircraft, assaulting a police officer and behaving in an abusive way towards a crew member, as well as a racially aggravated assault of a flight cabin crew member. He got a 12-month suspended sentence and fines.
Mike Mills out of REM, he threw a yogurt around an airplane once, didn't he? Ian Brown from Stone Roses threatened to cut a stewardess's hands off once because she wouldn't bring him some peanuts or something. So Lee Ryan's crown racial.
I'm just reading what the thing says.
Yeah, I don't believe that. I mean, he's mates with Simon, and he tolerates Simon's rapping for a start, so, you know.
He came 7th on Celebrity Big Brother in 2013, behind Dappy and winner Jim Davidson, but ahead of Lionel Blair and Evander Holyfield. He also came last but 1 on Strictly in 2018, behind winner Stacey Dooley, Faye from Steps and Sean Walsh, but ahead only of Susanna off of Trini and Susanna.
Wow.
This wasn't Blue's final single because they reformed in 2011 to do what?
I don't know. Band-Aids?
Enter Eurovision. They came 11th. With 100 points, which is actually pretty good for a UK entry.
Yeah.
After the contest, Blue said that they were the victims of political voting, claiming that they would have finished higher if countries had voted for the performance rather than their neighbours.
Right.
And then Eurovision released what the votes were, and actually on the televote, Blue came 5th. However, on the panel of experts vote, they came 22nd.
Blimey.
So it had nothing to do with political voting and everything to do with how bad the song was.
I mean, they've got some good songs, Blue. I don't think this is one, but they got that Moving Up. I love that one. Or Rise. That's a great song, isn't it? I'm not mocking Blue because I think they have contributed to the panoply of pop music. You know, well, a couple of good songs I know at least. And Duncan's a Honey.
Move on up.
Something like that.
How'd it go?
Move on up. When you're down, take a look around. I know it's not much. Lee Ryan's got something to say. He'll say something mad about vegetarian.
Yeah, that's Keep On Moving by 5.
I love that record. Thanks, Blue.
Number 3.
Definitely down 2 to number 3 this week. It's Just Lose It by Eminem. We've talked about this before, James. One of my favourite things in pop music is Eminem releasing his debut single off a new album. Always catchy, always funny, always he's asking you to guess who's back, and inevitably it's shady.
Look, we genuinely get these dates randomly generated. That is how we pick the dates.
Yep.
And it just so happens this is the 4th time Eminem has been on. Every time we've done something from 2000 onwards, Eminem has been in the chart with I think always with the first single off a new album.
Yep. No, we did that one about Monster. That wasn't his first single. Oh, my God, we're going mad. Anyway, yeah, funny record. I bought this. This is one of the records I bought as a single. I wore it out. Might be one of my favourite Eminem songs ever.
Okay. Well, as you could probably guess, this was not on the playlist of the commercial radio station that I work for.
Yeah.
And in previous podcasts, I have talked about the tropes that come with Eminem songs.
Do it.
You've referred to one already, him referring to himself having returned from being somewhere.
Yep.
And in this one, he uses the exact same phrasing as he does in 2002's Without Me.
It's his signature. He did it recently on Houdini.
Yep. References to celebrities of the day.
Yep.
Usually to have sex with them or hurt them.
Yeah.
This time, Michael Jackson and his allegations get a good kicking.
They do.
Michael Jackson successfully got this video banned from BET in America.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I mean, he mocks Michael Jackson in the video. His nose falls off. He's dressed as Michael Jackson. His hair sets on fire. He mocks Madonna, I think. Also, her bustier catches on fire. There's a big thing. What other pop stars are in it? Pee Wee Herman, he does at the beginning, I seem to remember.
Yep.
I haven't watched it this week, so I've watched it so much in the past. I mean, it takes a pot shot at himself a lot in this
Yeah.
record. I think this is a...
That's why I was surprised when you said that the car wash was the only self-referential track in the chart. This is incredibly
I
self-referential.
suppose I made a mistake. He doesn't. He says, "Guess who's back? Shady's back." You're quite right. I fucked up big time. My apologies.
sacked.
I bring much shame on myself.
The Pee Wee Herman thing, the noise that's all the way through it, that's him doing an impression of Pee Wee Herman's laugh.
Yep. I mean, it's great words up to this, but I love the. I love it when he does a middle break, so it all goes. Now this is the part where the rap breaks down, gets really intense. No one makes a sound. Everything looks like it's 8 Mile now. The beat comes back and everybody loses themselves. Whatever it is, great. So exciting, that bit. And then we mentioned it earlier, didn't we, about not fitting some. Just make what's the thing you said earlier about the words making up? And I said they just fitted.
Oh, the one where he goes, "There are no more words. Hey."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So whatever. What song was that?
That was Blue.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there's an.
Or was it 5?
I really like that Blue record. Pure and simple, does it every time. Listen, I was in trouble when I say listen. So there's an equivalent to Blue because he goes in it. Back to reality. Look at me, rabbit. You sign me up to battle. I'm a grown man. Chubba, 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 chubby. I don't have any lines to go right here, so chubba telly tubby. That's great, isn't it?
Is it, or is it kind
Oh,
of?
man.
Is it, plants and rocks and birds and things?
No,
It's just like,
no.
Go back and write something proper, please. Don't just put placeholder lyrics in your single.
Hilarious. And then I like the bit immediately after because he goes, fellas, and the backing group go, what? And he goes, fellas, what? Grab your left nut, make your right one jealous. What? There's so many great skills. I like the fact when he's trying to chat up a woman in the bar, asking them to gouge his eyes out and whatever, and he's got drunk and he's just Dr. Dre and he's got the beer goggles on. It's so ridiculous. There's a lot of him. It's a lot about gender in this. Now I'm going to make you dance. It's your chance, yeah, boy. Shake that ass. Whoops, I mean, girl.
Girl, girl, girl. I love the "You know that you're my world," which is like a parody of boy band singing. And it's great. The other trope, of course, is that he lists medication. There are no medications listed here, but he does talk about beer goggles, running down the street naked, and farting. There's a whole thing about farting in this.
Yep.
So I'm guessing maybe he needs some medication, particularly Rennie's.
My CD just skipped and everyone heard you let one rip.
In 2010, looking back at this, he said, "That's when the wheels were coming off. Every day I had a pocket full of pills and I would just go into the studio and goof off."
Yeah.
That comes across, doesn't it?
Yeah, man. Loud and clear. I like it for it.
Written by Marshall Mathers, Dr. Dre, and Mike Elizondo. Do you know who he is?
No.
Okay, here's some of his writing credits. Galway Girl by Ed Sheeran.
You wrote that and Just Lose It.
Yep. The soundtrack to the movie Encanto. And, I've also put Come Get It by Eli Paperboy Reed because it's an album that I like.
I like Eli Paperboy. I didn't know this about you, James. He's astonishing, isn't he?
Oh, yeah, I went to see him.
And I did.
The O2. years
Yeah.
ago. I was there.
Okay.
Also writing credit for Mark Batson, who would go on to write with James Blunt, Alicia Keys, Beyonce and the Dave Matthews Band.
Amazing.
But yes, it's standard Eminem fare, isn't it? We know what he's going to do, and it's enjoyable. And the stuff about Michael Jackson feels a bit bad open spotty to me, but, that's me being a snob, I suppose.
He says, I've touched on everything but little boys. That's not a stab at Michael. That's just a metaphor. I'm just psycho. So he's kind of having his cake and eating it, but he's not having a stab at Michael.
He is dressed as Michael Jackson in the video.
I don't know. Like you say, it's standard. I think if this is standard, then you're operating on a high level, aren't you? You know.
Number 2.
A non-mover at number 2, it's Lose My Breath by Destiny's Child, a song that was on the playlist. So I've heard this a lot.
Okay. I've loved this week. I mean, I liked it a lot at the time, again, because I've been watching a lot of videos without wanting to sound like I'm being a lad and the male gaze. What a treat to see Destiny's Child performing this as well. Did you see the, what's it called? The Beyonce Homecoming, the Coachella Beyonce documentary?
No.
Destiny's Child reform, right, for a song on that. They come up through the floor in Charlie's Angels poses and they sing this song, and again, it's a thrill. I mean, it's not the most complicated song in the world, but it's got an urgency. Have you done any research about it?
A little bit.
Will you tell me, is the drums a sample? I love the sound of the drums on this record. Is it a sample?
Yep.
Go on.
Okay, so
Thanks, James.
It samples Taps by the University of Michigan Drumline.
Yeah, it's got that feel to it,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Big drums. And I was trying to think of other songs that have big drums in them, and I thought of The Obvious Child by Paul Simon.
Yep.
From The Rhythm of the Saints. And probably my least favourite song of all time,
Yes.
Fairground by Simply Red.
Is that your least favourite song of all time?
Just, it goes right through me.
Okay. We should have a party when that's playing and Eric prides and see who has a mental breakdown first.
Yeah. So this was their comeback single after a 2-year hiatus, and the first single off their 5th and final album, Destiny Fulfilled.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's a recurring theme of first singles off last albums in this chart. Michelle Williams said, "We've had experiences with men doing a lot of talking, but they can't back it up. You said you could do this, but you can't, whether that's on the dance floor or wherever else."
Yeah, man.
And that's kind of what this song is about, isn't it? Can you keep up?
Yeah. They're throwing down a gauntlet, aren't they? And like I say, all great performers. They look great, they sound great, the singing's great, the rhythm's great, the words are great, and I have absolutely been dancing around to this week. I think this record exists. There's a few of them doing this week's top 10, actually. If you're up about on your feet and a moving and a grooving, makes everything better.
You mentioned it being a simple song. There's a lot of songwriting credits on this.
Go on.
So written by Destiny's Child,
Yes.
Jay-Z,
Yes.
and Darkchild, Uncle Freddie, and LaShawn Daniels.
Uncle Freddie, I think he's meant to be looking after me that week.
They're the production team behind hits like The Boy Is Mine, If You Have My Love by J-Lo, Say My Name. They've had 4 UK number ones, Holler and Let Love Lead the Way by the Spice Girls, Deja Vu by Beyonce and Jay-Z, and Telephone by Lady Gaga.
And Beyonce.
And Beyonce.
Yeah.
Also, Sean Garrett has a writing credit.
Who he?
He's behind Yeah by Usher, Goodies by Kiara, and Buttons by the Pussycat Dolls.
Great records, great research.
So that's a lot of people working on this song.
Yeah, man.
There's an internet meme somewhere about the number of writers that are on Beyonce records and it being a ridiculous number. And I always think, like, so?
I mean, it's interesting, isn't it? Like the notion of how many songwriters are on records now. I mean, also, just because your name's on it doesn't mean you're getting an equal cut of any profits. Like I say, the video, they're performing at each other, really. There's a version of Destiny's Child singing this song to another version of Destiny's Child in a rap battle kind of way, in a dirty alleyway. It's appealing. They're all going for it in terms of their performance, for certain.
Can you keep up?
I don't like to talk about this kind of thing, but yeah, I reckon I'm all right, you know. I'm
not saying can you keep it up. I'm saying can you keep up?
Yeah, of course I can. What do you mean?
Don't know.
There's a good... I was watching a live concert by Destiny's Child the other day, right? There's a great bit, right, where they brought 3 fellas up from the audience onto the stage, sat them down on seats, right? They flirted around them, they dancing in front of them, like the song was about, I'm going to get you excited, before they started demanding, can I keep you up? I mean, it was sexy, it was appealing. The 3 fellas who'd been selected to come and sit on stage looked delighted. And I thought that, I'm guessing they'll have bought that DVD and watched it back if you've been pulled up. It was, again, you know, they're Destiny's Child, they're a thing, aren't they?
I know you like to get to the front of concerts.
I do.
Is it so that they can pull you out of the crowd and get you involved? Is that what you're after?
All right, then. Let's say this right. Once, James. Glastonbury, yeah?
Yeah.
Janelle Monáe performing on the Sunday night. If you check it out, I was at the front for that because I just like being at the front. I'd managed to get to the barrier, right? And then Janelle Monáe singing her last song I'm miles away from her. She comes out to the crowd, right? She's walking directly towards me. This is on television. So whatever the last song is, this is still on YouTube, I think. And then Janelle Monáe wants to get out into the crowd, right? She comes towards me. She's made everyone kneel down. So I kneel down. She steps over the barrier. She steps on my knee to get into the crowd. I'm going to say I was the first person who made it easier to get in the crowd. It's on Glastonbury. It's on YouTube. My delighted face as Janelle Monáe stepping on my knee. I looked at her in glory. She goes out into the crowd. Weirdly, when she makes her way back, she passes me again. So it feels very close, you know. And also, James, I'm going to say, for Janelle Monáe, before it was fashionable, I took the knee.
Wow.
Yeah. So maybe I like to go at the front for them sort of things. It's not usually for that, but yeah.
I can't believe you started the Black Lives Matter movement.
Thank you. You're welcome, everybody. And also, you know, I suppose that thing about the Destiny's Child and the fellas and me saying they must be delighted, I've got my own equivalent, haven't I?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The UK's number 1.
A new entry straight into number 1 is Vertigo by U2.
Hello. Hola.
Hola. Unos, dos, tres, catorce.
It's been pointed out by everyone that at the beginning, Bono counts in 1, 2, 3, 14.
Yeah.
And of course, there are lots of theories on the internet about why he does that.
Go on.
Some people say he's directing listeners to the Bible, First Testament, second book, third chapter, 14th verse.
Okay.
And God said unto Moses, I am that I am. And he said, Thus shalt thou say unto the children of Israel, I am hath sent me unto you. Is Bono trying to tell us something there?
Or he's doing an Ethel Merman tribute. I am that I am.
Another theory is that he did it because How to Dismantle an Atomic Bomb was U2's 14th album. If you include the live album and 2 best-ofs, but not Passengers or any of the remix albums.
Okay.
Another theory...
Good old internet.
Another theory, and the one that I believe,
Yeah.
is that Bono thought it sounded cool. Which is why he's done it, isn't
Yeah,
it?
I mean, I remember a time people were almost like saying, the idiot, he doesn't know he's saying. Of course he knows. He's having a laugh, isn't he? This record exudes joy. We did a Beautiful Day, didn't we, a while ago?
Yeah.
I gave that a bit of a kick in, didn't I, at the
You did.
time? I'm not giving this a kick in. This is a great record.
It barrels in, doesn't it? It barrels in. Big rock and roll anthem.
Let me get my guitar. Go on.
Loads of fun, this song.
Yeah, so he's got that whatever rhythm. Unos. Great riff of... I mean, how appealing. That's a good bit of riffing. I like the beginning. I like in the verse. Edge for all his nonsense. He's not really playing guitar, so he's going, the lights go down, and he's just making a racket there. I like the bit, again, in the guitar playing words, when he goes, you know, that I can feel the leaves right around my neck. So simple guitar playing, and then the simple chorus of hello, E, D, G. We're at a place called Vertigo, E, D, G, A. I mean, it's a simple, joyous, beautiful, exciting record. Sounds pretty live as well to me, as opposed to U2. They can be overproduced sometimes. They sound like they're all making a right racket in the room.
And apparently this is a big favourite of theirs to play live. And they
I
play
can believe
play
it.
it all the time. My wife saw them in concert and they played this. And what do you think they changed the chorus to?
Where did you see them?
Either the NEC or the NIA, I can't remember.
They changed the chorus.
Yeah.
What to?
Hello, hello, we're in a place called Birmingham.
Oh, that's a shame. That's a shame.
No, I like it. They only
Do
did
you?
that here. They're not doing it anywhere else, are they?
You would hope so. I bet they do. I'm in a place called fill in the blank there,
Yeah.
though. Like a, yeah.
I'm in a place called Cleveland.
It's disappointing to me that, because I like the notion of the vertigo and what does it mean. I'm in a place called Vertigo. It's a bit of a nebulous line, but it works, doesn't it?
Well, Bono says, to be a man of the world, but not this one, is, I guess, the idea behind this song.
I mean,
So it's about being a man of the world, but not this world. Huh? Right?
yeah.
You get the sense that the singer is not sure if that's possible, but he's going to try as hard as hell. In the end, it's the bass that offers the devil denial, the bass that offers the great fuck off.
The bass, he's saying.
That's what
bass
Bono
guitar.
says, yeah.
Okay. I mean, again, Adam Clayton, not necessarily one of the most technically gifted bass players, but he absolutely does the job. U2 wouldn't be them without him.
Yeah, and the sort of lyrical content is sort of by the by, isn't it? It's just,
A little bit.
let's
yeah.
get to the chorus, guys.
Yeah.
Because then we're all going to go mental.
I like the. I used to dance with this to my nephew when he was a young boy, and I used to like the idea that I used to chase him around the room, and I like all of this can be yours, whatever. Just give me what I want, and no one gets hurt. I always used to pile into him and turn him upside down at that point. So that was a nice memory. I feel it a little bit like the last time you two had any real impact on the charts, if you know what I mean. I think this might be in terms of their number one singles. I might have made a mistake, but yeah, I'm going to thank you two for this record. 3 minutes of absolute pop thrills.
It's their 5th or 6th UK number 1, depending on if you count Take Me to the Clouds Above by LMC versus U2.
Which I don't.
Then it's their 5th.
Actually, I do.
It's the 6th.
No, I don't. What is it?
Oh, God, stop it. This has been the top of the download charts since October the 9th.
Ooh.
Yeah, apart from 1 week when they had been replaced at number 1 by Chris Moyles. So, of course, this song is called
Vertigo.
So I looked into other UK hit singles that have the same name as Hitchcock movies.
Okay, nice work.
Can you think of any? If I give you the name of the artist and stuff, will you work it out?
Psycho.
There are no songs called Psycho.
There are songs in the world called Psycho. Muse did one, but that was much later. And Psycho Killer by Elvis Costello. Yeah, all right, they're not Psycho. Go on, tell me the artist.
Okay, Duran Duran, number 7 hit in 1986.
1986 Hitchcock movies. I don't know. Go on.
Notorious.
Oh, darn it.
An Elvis song got to number 9 in 1976.
Hitchcock moody blue.
Suspicion.
Every time you kiss me, I'm still not certain that you...
A song by the Scissor Sisters got to number 14. Shares its name with a song by Supergrass.
I thought I'd be better than this. What is it?
Mary.
What's that Hitchcock film?
Yeah.
Never heard of that.
There are some Hitchcock films that are quite obscure.
Yeah, okay.
What about, Beastie Boys, number 19 in 1994.
Go on.
They're dressed as cops. They're running around the
Sabotage.
city. Sabotage. There you go.
Of course.
There are also singles called The Trouble with Harry, Spellbound, Champagne, and Rich and Strange, which are all Hitchcock movies.
That's a good idea. Then if you're looking for a title, why not borrow one from a Hitchcock film and contribute to the pantheon?
Do a song called The Birds. Or,
Frenzy?
if you want to name one of your kids, isn't
Marnie?
Kanye West's kid called North by Northwest or something like that? Anyway, that's our top 10 for the 15th of November 2004. Which is your favourite song among all of that?
I'm going to have to say I bought it. I also bought the U2's record Vertigo, but I mean, Just Lose It is the one that will remain true to my heart forever. But I'm going to give a little shout out to Destiny's Child. Don't need any help. Let's give it Jamelia, since no one commented on YouTube. Hey, join our petition to post comments on YouTube about Jamelia.
Yeah, I think my favourite is U2. For the first time, I agree with the British public, the number 1 single, Vertigo. But I also, The Grower has been Out of the Blue by Delta Goodrem.
It came out of the blue for both of us, didn't it? Nice work.
Remember, listen to all of these on our Spotify or YouTube playlists. Revisit the songs. Maybe you'll hear them in a new light. Or maybe you won't. It's very hard to change your opinion, isn't it?
We have extra content where we've added another 6 songs to that playlist where me and James talk about records that didn't ever make the top 10, hence us never discussing them, even due to the random nature of this. And that's all for Patreon members. You know the deal. Please like, subscribe, rate, follow, join us on Patreon. We appreciate you listening.
Yeah, and in our bonus tracks this week, we've got a rare father-son duet, we've got some knitted Kiwis, and a song about male pattern baldness. And all of this can be yours. Just give us what we want and no one gets hurt. Thanks very much for listening. Until next time, shooby-dooby-doo up.
And don't forget to bop bop shoe up. It's down 3 to number...
No.
What?
Down 2 to 3.